When I went back as charge physiotherapist, which would have been in about 72, 73, something like that, it was great. The system was great to work in. Absolutely loved it. Every time I needed anything, I would just ring up the office and say I need such and such a thing, and it would be forthcoming. Now this is very, mundane, but for morning tea, every morning we got fresh scones. For afternoon tea, we always got freshly made sandwiches. I say this because now I think everybody has to provide their own morning teas and afternoon teas because there's no money for them. If we needed anything from the kitchen, we would just walk into the kitchen and ask them for it, and it would be forthcoming. They would tell me every year, if you need any new equipment, just let us know what it was. And so this is what happened. However, when things changed and the whole health system changed, so did everything else. Our freshly made scones and our sandwiches stopped coming, for example, and then once we moved up to the new hospital, to base, we had to, we would just call downstairs to the cafe for morning tea, but at our own expense. And so that was something that was quite noticeable, except I must say that people were extremely kind to us, and I've never been able to understand why people think that physios always need feeding, because we had patients that used to be in competition with one another to bring in the best morning tea or the best afternoon tea. So really we never did too badly, I must admit. But every February the board office would ring me up and say, look, we have so many thousands of dollars left over which we need to spend. If you need anything, get it now. And so I would get it just as easy as that. If we needed new machines, I'd just tell them, okay, this is what we need. And it was just as easy as that. But then as time went on, and of course the health system changed and everything else changed, including money, it just didn't work like that anymore. We were still able to get new equipment, but not quite as readily as that. But also, I can remember one of the people in the board office ringing me up and saying, things are getting very tight at the moment. They're not good at all. He said, so if you want anything, you can ask for it, but it's not very likely you're going to get it, which I thought was a bit of a waste of his time. But so I decided that I didn't really want to be charge physio to a place where one was always fighting for things that the department needed. And I guess I took the easy way out and I resigned. But by that time too, my children were older. A lot of them, I had 4 children. They'd been away at boarding school. I wanted to spend a bit more time with them. I wanted to spend a bit more time with my husband, whose job took him away from home a lot, and we decided it was time that we decided to spend a bit more time together than always being away doing different things. And so part-time suited me fine, as also did my own little private practice when I decided to do it. But the new health thingies when they came in were not good at all, and I still don't believe that they are somehow. I still don't think that the service that we gave is, rather the service that one receives now, and nothing to do with the staff at all, is as, shall I say, as good. I don't really mean that the physios aren't any better. I don't mean that at all, because I think we have wonderful physios, the ones that I've seen anyway. But it was just a whole lot harder to be a physio. And I do know that a lot of the work that we did isn't being done in the hospital anymore, and that private physios are doing a lot more of the work that hospital physios used to do, mainly because they don't have the time to do it anymore. There are other things that need doing, but also from what I can see, we had a lot of, shall I say, hands-on physio, where we spent a lot of time with our patients. We talked to them, we sat down with them, we even massaged them. Stroke patients, we spent hours with, getting them mobile again. And I know that physios in hospitals just can't do that anymore, and I also know that physios in private practice don't want to do it. So I wonder what happens to these people now. Where are they?